Hello everyone, it's Lel, and let's get excited to talk about episode 28 from Hirogaru Sky PreCure. This is really what Hirogaru Sky PreCure boils down to me, at least so far, because this episode was just fun. Nothing really important happened in terms of lore, but I feel like it encapsulates something very important about Hirogaru Sky, which is the relationship between the characters, how much they care about each other, how important each other is for each other, if that makes sense. But at the end of the day, I feel like what's strongest about this season so far is not only the character development of each of the characters as individuals, but also their relationships and how much they pay attention to each other, how important they are to each other. And I feel like this episode was really able to show that in a very fun setting, very nice scenario. Pinkton is legendary. And is she related to Minoton and Kabaton in a way? I mean, I know she wasn't it was clear that it was just for fun when they mentioned her name and the girls were like, But at the same time, I wonder if there's some sort of relation and maybe in the past, Underg Empire and Skyland were one or something like that. I mean, I'm just tripping. What matters is that Pinkton is legendary. I feel like she entered those characters or minor characters or just icons that appear for one episode that are already legendary, like Lavendaruma from Healing Good PreCure. Remember? Anyways, let's talk about it. Elle ended up activating the wild training mode from the mirror pad, and the Hirogaru team got sucked in and they had to go and take some special trainings. They all got things they are good at, and it was very nice that the episode introduced it in a very simple way. Each of the characters doing what they just enjoy doing, what is normal for them to do, except for Ageha that took dancing, but she was training a dance because of her job as a nursery school teacher. So, it makes sense for her character. But then Pinkton, being the legend that she is, had tripped the cards and they all got into each other's roles, as in the duos. So they all had a very rough time and lots of funny scenes with Pinkton in different ways, with different costumes. And at the end, that wasn't only Pinkton. There's more than one Pinkton, or I don't know. What matters is that it was very funny. But what's interesting about it is that after the block that each character had in their own role, in the role that another character was supposed to be doing, after the initial block, they started to notice that the other would be better than them at that specific role. And that created another block, but then they started thinking, how would they do that? How would they go on this situation? How would they deal with this situation? I'm going to be inspired by them, and with the inspiration I have, I will get it right. And that's what happened. Ageha, inspired by Tsubasa, started reading, started studying. Tsubasa, inspired by Ageha, got super energetic and gave his all, gave it a very exciting performance. Sora, inspired by Mashiro's tips on makeup, was able to create a nice look for herself, even though she created some funny looks before. And Pinkton, just doing her nails. Girl, what a diva. I love that. And while I was watching the episode, I felt a little strange that Mashiro was the one that was kind of left out from this reflection part. She was left as the last one, and she was the one who got the most inspiration, I feel like. Her scene was probably the strongest one in terms of inspiration. She really saw Sora there with her, reaching out her hand and taking her up, and then she started walking again. And I feel like the writers of Hirogaru Sky really love Mashiro. They give her they always try to give her something very powerful. And I feel like out of the four of them, she so far has gotten the most impactful moments in the season. And, Ageha is my favorite. I always say this, but Mashiro, she really gets the sauce of Hirogaru Sky, and I feel like this episode is another proof of that. And at the end, she was able to get there with the help of everyone. And it's interesting when you look at everyone's roles and what they had to do. Mashiro's was probably the hardest because, Tsubasa's in the dancing role as well. But I feel like when you have to walk that amount of stairs, you cannot do it only on sheer motivation. You have to have strong legs, unless you can hurt yourself. Obviously, studying can also be hard, etc. But I feel like she got the hardest one. I would feel like it's the hardest one for me. But still, she was able to get it. The others were all waiting for her. They were all excited and they were all ready to come back. But Pinkton had to be another legend, and she ended up creating a monster, so they had to fight, which was like the excuse to create a fighting scene in this episode. Fighting scene was definitely not necessary, but it was fun seeing the individual attacks again. We saw Tsubasa's attack last week, but it's been a while since we saw the others, especially Mashiro's or Prisms and Butterflies. So it was nice to see them again in this episode. And then it was over with Updraft Shining. They won, they went back, they were ready for the fireworks. And then there was Elle, who created all of this. She was ashamed of herself. She is now able to feel more emotions and understand the impact of her actions, which is something very nice. And, the girls all had lots of fun there, and they learned lots of lessons there as well by putting themselves in the place of others, or especially their duos and how strong their relationships are, because they're able to be inspired by the other. They understand the other to know how the other would work in that specific situation. I love this. And at the end, when they were done, Sora told Elle, "Next time, come with us." Nice thing to say, I feel like. And at the end, they all saw fireworks. It was very cute. Very, very lovely episode. So, let's talk about Hero Corner. My Hero Corner for episode 28. Oh my god. It's kind of a hard one because there were so many lovely moments. But I think my Hero Corner was actually seeing Burb Tsubasa having a hard time with dance moves. And I love rhythm games. It kind of reminded me of rhythm games. So that was a very sweet moment. I'm going to take that as my Hero Corner of episode 28. Very, very sweet. And at the end, we had Cure Butterfly opening the ending, or promoting the ending this time, which is probably because of her birthday, which is August 8th this week. Oh my god, I'm so excited for Butterfly's birthday. Ah, my queen. I love it. And next week is Butterfly's episode. I'm very excited to see her sister or her sisters. I don't know. I think right now it's only one sister. I don't know. The episode subtitles just mentioned one sister, but still, what matters is that we are getting Butterfly episode next week and Fashionable Elle as well. Anyways, babies, this is it for now. This is my opinion on episode 28. Please leave a comment with yours. Let's keep talking in the comment box below. I just want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you are a member, thank you very much for your support. If you've watched up channel, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.